Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about a kind of unpopular opinion that I have about why FNCS is going to flop after this year. But without further ado, let's get into it. So starting out, FNCS stands for Fortnite Championship Series, and it is like the Super Bowl of esports gaming with millions and millions of dollars in prize money. But now you can see why so many people try and go for this. And if you've ever heard someone say earnings in Fortnite, that's what they're talking about is how much money have you made just competing in Fortnite tournaments alone. So it's very competitive because there's many impressive people and big hitters in this area like Polarized and Re and just people like that. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I encourage you to look them up because they are absolutely insane at the game. But yeah, it starts out, I'll go over the bracket system real quick, which I'll go into more depth as I think it attributes to the downfall of FNCS. But going over the bracket quickly, so it's split into 5 weeks, with the first 2 weeks being the open qualifiers, just whittling it down from the people that are, trying out as a joke versus the people that actually have a fighting chance. Then it does this weird split from the top 50, so the like most cracked people, and the 51 through the 250. The rest of them go into this lower bracket. Week 3 is a bye week, not much to say there. And then week 4 is the semifinals. So they go straight into the semifinals with 3 rounds, each for the upper and lower brackets, having the lower brackets get more matches for some reason. And then it goes into the grand finals with fewer of the lower bracket people entering and obviously more of the upper round people being able to compete in the grand finals. Finally, you have the grand finals on week 5, which is the top 50 teams, and it's stretched over 2 days with 6 matches each day, and one winning team can take home a bunch of money, but don't be too worried if you're second or third, because Fortnite will take care of you for life, even just getting that. So the first thing I'm going to go over is the lack of innovation that Epic has changing the competitive space versus just the public matches. I mean, if you think about it, is there anything that they've added special for competitive gameplay besides getting the opportunity to win money that would make you even want to try out for, like the Solo Victory Cup or something small like that? I mean, the whole reason why we love the limited time modes and everything is because it's so different, yet it's the same game that Fortnite has. And I'm not saying you need to change the gameplay completely, you don't need to flip the script, but just adding something like a new weapon or something like that that is different from normal public matches that would make me want to compete, because I know I have no fighting chance against these people that are actually making money, but I would still like to compete to experience something different rather than just the regular motions of a public match. In conclusion for this section, I think not just FNCS, but the competitive space as a whole would be so much more fun to compete in if they had something different rather than just removing overpowered things that you have in public matches that would make people want to compete and have it more open to people like me rather than just someone looking at FNCS and going, oh, well, I have no chance at that. My second section will be over the technical issues that Fortnite has broadcasting FNCS, which if you've ever watched their live stream of FNCS, you'll know what I'm talking about. And they basically film FNCS all the live or one of the live games that of their choosing, and it looks like the format of a replay. If you go into Fortnite and you watch one of your own replays, that's what it looks like, but it's live. And if you've ever done that before, you know how aggravating it is to watch it because it's so choppy, so many things are delayed, and yet you have these useful tools like slowing down your gameplay and just stuff like that, which obviously is very nice. but it's so choppy and so delayed, which is one of the worst things that it could be if you're trying to watch FNCS, which is super high pace, so many things going on. I mean, it's really hard to keep up with as a whole, just in general. But now you have all this choppiness and delay, and you're going like, okay, what did I just miss right there? Because it's like you had a lag spike or something, even though you didn't. And I wish I could give solutions to how we can fix these problems, but I'm gonna humble myself. I have no idea what to do, but I'm really good at pointing out the flaws that they have, and I'm sure many of y'all have noticed as well. So going into the last and probably the most important section of this video, we'll be talking about the oversaturation of the events and use of brackets and whatnot, which brackets and everything, I mean, this is necessary stuff for a competition, obviously. I mean, how else are you gonna record who's where and whatnot? But I mean, just how complex they make the system makes you just want to pull your hair out. These poor people that are competing in it, I mean, they have to keep looking over their shoulder to see how many points they need to qualify for this, or if last week will affect them for this week, and which bracket are they in, and all this stuff. But they don't have time to do it while they're playing because they have to get all their matches in a certain amount of time, which is a whole another thing that can be argued about the downfall of FNCS. I'll start chronologically on the format of all the brackets and everything. So starting with the open qualifiers, they whittle it down from everyone that is competing down to the top 250. I don't think I need to clarify this, but that is a huge amount of people that are cut just from the open qualifiers alone, which I get is good for a bracket system to work, but there's a simple solution to do this, which I know I wouldn't be offering. But I mean, this is pretty easy to see. All you need to do is just make it more difficult to even be able to enter into FNCS. Make the entry level unreal, or I don't know, champion or above or something. I mean, that would whittle it down so much from platinum and above. If you've ever played ranked, you know that it's really not that difficult to get into platinum. Moving on, this is probably the most confusing part of the bracket system. The top 250 that, congratulations, have moved on from the open qualifiers are into this weird split where the top 50 advance to the upper semifinals, with the rest advancing to the lower semifinals, which sounds like a total morale blow if you're in the lower semifinals. Like, I still qualified for this $1 million tournament, but I mean, whatever. Moving past week 3, which is a bye week, and moving into the week 4 semifinals, you think that this upper lower bracket wouldn't have much effect on the whole system, but it is like the main pillar in the structural integrity of this whole thing. So with 3 rounds of each the upper and lower bracket people, you have round 1, which the upper bracket gets 5 matches and the lower gets 10 matches, and then round 2, upper gets 5 matches and lower gets 10 matches, and then in round 3, upper gets 3 matches and lower gets 3 matches. So, like I said, very confusing just off the rip, but once you dive more into it, then it's even more confusing. So upper round 1 will have 5 teams that just immediately qualified to the grand finals, which I'm guessing it's the top 5 teams. I mean, that only makes sense if it's the first 5 in points. And then in round 2, same situation. The upper bracket, 5 teams immediately qualified to the grand finals. And then upper round 3, this is everyone else. So it's 25 teams for the upper round that qualified to the grand finals. And then the lower bracket on round 3, 15 of them qualified to the grand finals. So I know that that makes absolute crystal clear, perfect sense to all of y'all. So just to make it even more confusing, the FNCS schedule has 3 majors, which are all of the whole bracket, everything that I just talked about, times 3. And it's not just to separate the servers or anything that you would think of that makes sense to separate it into 3 whole different sections. It is literally just for kicks that Fortnite is doing this. So they're making this competition that should really only last like a month, month and a half, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an esports tournament set up guy. But there's 3 majors. So we're in the first major, which the grand finals will be held. The last day will be February 25th, 2024, obviously. But then the second major starts on April 12th. And then there's another one that starts on June 14th. So are there 3 winners, or what is the plan here? So yet again, this already makes way too much sense. So to mix it up, Epic Games made sure to really muck up the grand final with obviously the top 50 qualify, and it's 2 days of competition and they get 6 matches, but eliminations are worth 1.5 times points on the second day. Only the second day, not the first one. On the second day, eliminations are worth 1.5 times more points than they already were. What is this doing? Like, do we really think this is going to be the all saving grace for a duo because of that 0.5 times extra amount of points that they get for eliminations? And then let's say it is, even if it is for this one duo to get in instead of another one, it's not like this is preventing them from camping. We all know that kills are essential for a good placement in FNCS. So whose idea was this? So to summarize my thoughts, I do not think all hope is lost. I think Fortnite competitive can still be super fun and that FNCS might continue, but honestly, the best option here I think would be pull the plug and redo the whole operation. I mean, I love Fortnite. If y'all have seen any of my content, you know that I suck at the game, but I just continue to play it because it's just such a great game. And I really don't want to see it fail like this, especially the competitive aspect of it. However, it is really heading that way and really fast. I mean, Fortnite is not short on players or viewers or anything by any means. But if they continue down this path, it can get really slippery really quick. The worst part about this demise of FNCS and really dragging Fortnite competitive with it as well is all of the careers and people that rely on this, let alone all the streamers and content creators that go along with it on Fortnite competitive. I mean, what's going to happen to them if this all tanks? That is it for me, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. It really helps me out with my watch hours and trying to get monetized. And funny thing, I'm actually posting this on the day of my birthday. So if you made it this far in the video, I mean, just comment happy birthday. And all that I ask of you is just drop a sub, maybe a like, whatever. But also, I want to hear your thoughts, not just on the future of FNCS, but also on this style of video. Would y'all like to see more of these, or y'all like you're terrible at this, just go back to playing Fortnite and sharing your kills and everything? But yeah, let me know. Y'all have a great day.